Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Edgar, for those that don't know. Today we're going to be detailing a 2009 Chevy Silverado. So this is another work truck and it's especially filthy on the outside, and I can't wait to get this going and start cleaning it. Alright guys, before we begin this video, I am going to be using a new product. This is a Westinghouse electric pressure washer. This is brand new to me, so I'm going to try it on this truck and see how well it works. I'm going to open this up and see what we got inside. Take out my handy dandy. Ooh, nice and compact. I like that. This smells really clean. Whoa, look how tiny this thing is. My first impression on this is really small. So compared to the one I was using, like it was literally like this tall up here, and then once you would snag on it, it would literally just tip over. I feel like this one would be well sturdy to the ground, and plus you got your little wheels here, so it's easier to maneuver. Let's do it. Let's put these wheels on. It comes with these little wheels in the back, so just click on them. You got the gun, hose, arm. Alright guys, well I'm going to figure this out, how to put it together, and then we're going to test it out. Once I was done with the setup on the pressure washer, it was fairly simple. Just a couple pieces you gotta click in, just a couple hoses you gotta connect to. But before I get started on the truck, I'm actually gonna wipe down a little area on the pavement, just so I have a little clean surface. So when I put my floor mats down, I'm not dragging the dirt with it back on top of it or behind it. But here I'm just gonna be using an all-purpose cleaner from LiQWYD. I diluted down 10-to-1. These mats weren't too dirty, so a couple passes with my drill brush and the drill got the job done. And then after it was done, I just pressure washed them off to make them look clean again. Once I was done with the floor mats, I moved on to the wheel wells just because these were the dirtiest part of the vehicle. Gotta be sure I spray these down first, just because if I don't, I feel like all that dirt that I just sprayed on will either get back onto the paint. So I'll just be safe than sorry just to begin with the wheel wells. These tires and wheels were pretty bad. just because all that dirt and all those big chunks of it was in there. I don't know if you guys ever gone like off-roading or anything, but sometimes when you do, some of that mud gets in between the suspension and inside the motor, so we just got to be sure that we get everything out. After cleaning the wheels and tires, I moved on to the body of the truck. The body wasn't too bad. There was just regular dirt on there. It wasn't caked up as bad as it was on the wheel wells. So my pressure washer actually did a pretty good job just taking all that dirt out. Here I'm going to be using an undercarriage pressure washer. I've had this thing for a while, haven't had a really good time to use it, but I figured this would be a perfect time just because this truck was really muddy and dirty underneath, and just from looking at the wheel wells, all that, that dirt that was accumulated there, I figured there was going to be the same underneath, so I just grabbed my undercarriage pressure washer and did a good few passes underneath. I am going to be working in sections just because it is hot outside and I didn't want the water to evaporate, so I am going to be working on this side next. Once I was done pre-rinsing the truck off, I'm going to start off with the wheels and tires. Here I'm going to be using a Meguiar's wheel and tire cleaner. I'm going to be using a Mother's wheel brush and a Speed Master brush for the rims. So for the foam gun, I'm going to be putting a Chemical Guys Tough Mudder soap. This will help me tackle down any of the dirt that was left over from the pre-rinse, and especially how hot it was drying out the water. So this will help me actually loosen up the dirt a little bit more. Here I'm going to be using my Boar's detail brush. This will help me get in between any of the edges and in between all the trim, and to make sure I lift up any of that dirt that was left over. Here I'm using a microfiber wash mitt. I am going to be doing the 2 bucket method, one for the clean water and one for the dirty water. I did notice there was some dirt still, so I don't want to be rinsing my wash mitt into the clean water and then pulling back any of that dirty dirt onto the mitt and then putting it back on the truck. Once I was done with all the scrubbing and all the detailing in between the trim, the door handles, and the mirrors, I grabbed my pressure washer out to rinse it again. And I gotta say, the soap did a pretty good job, but it was kind of drying out on me, so I do recommend you guys do one section at a time or one side at a time, just because how hot it was and it was kind of leaving some residue left over. So that would be my suggestion to you when using this product. Here I'm going to be using a microfiber towel from Chemical Guys. This is probably one of the best towels I've used to dry off a vehicle, just because of how well it soaks up all the water. Moving on to the interior, I grabbed a couple bags to put all the personal belongings inside. Once I was done removing all the personal belongings out of the truck, I moved on with the vacuum. The carpet wasn't too bad just because the owner maintains his car or truck pretty well. It's not as bad as other ones that I've done, but this made my job 10 times much easier and it saved me a lot of time from vacuuming. But I've got to be sure I make a full thorough vacuum pass all the way throughout the carpets and in between the seats as well, and getting in between all the seams where they tend to have a lot of crumbs. Moving on to the dashboard, I am going to be using my vacuum and a detailed brush to loosen up all the dirt that's on the buttons or in between the bands or just anywhere where I wouldn't be able to reach with the microfiber towel. For the seats, I'm going to be using a Chemical Guys lightning fast chemical solution. This will help me tackle down any of the stains that can't be seen. Just because these are black seats doesn't mean that there's anything behind them or in them. So I just grabbed my drill brush and my drill just to agitate it. But once I was able to do all that, I was able to extract it. The carpet flooring wasn't too bad. The owner did a really good job of maintaining it, but I still went ahead and passed my drill brush and my extractor. For the doors, I'm going to be using an all-purpose cleaner from LiQWYD's diluted down 1001 with a Boar's detail brush. This allows me to get in between all the trim, all the edges, or anywhere that's hard to reach with a microfiber towel. Not too long ago, I picked up a new product from LiQWYD's Quick Detailer. I like using this on the dashboard just because it helps me clean the sensitive areas like the cluster, dashboards, any of the radials. It's a friendlier product compared to an all-purpose cleaner. So once the interior was all done, I always like to finish it off with like a UV protectant to protect the plastics inside. Here I'm going to be using a Chemical Guys VRP. This is good for any rubber, any plastics, or any type of trim to restore back its look. I am going to use this one just because this vehicle has a lot of plastic inside, and I did see some sun damage, so this will actually help me restore it a little better, and it gives it that nice glossy finish look. So for my final step of the clean, I am going to be applying a tire dressing from Optimum Tire. This will give it that nice matte finish look. Alright guys, that'll be it for today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. We hit 1,000 subscribers not too long ago. I know I haven't been posting enough content lately. I've just been really busy selling my house and trying to get into a new one. But I promise you guys, once I settle in, I'll bring you guys more content. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notification bells on so you guys get notified when I post. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.